Okay, rib braising options. Lots of people love using butcher paper or aluminum foil. I, for one, when I'm doing more than one side of rib, I prefer to use a full-size aluminum pan because you can dress them the way you want, put them all in the same pan, add your braising liquid, and you can cover it, and it's consolidated, and you can do more on your grill. So this is the route we're gonna be going with today. How I like to start the braise on my ribs after they have been smoked is that I like to top them with soft butter, and then I'll season with a little bit of sugar in the raw and a little bit more rub, and we'll place them in the pan with a little bit of unseasoned chicken broth. Some people like to use it seasoned. I prefer like to control the seasoning of the proteins that I'm cooking, and so we're gonna go the unsalted route. And so first, we're gonna coat each side with a healthy layer of soft butter. Again, salted butter or unsalted butter, I'll leave that up to you. I more or less, over a period of time after I've done so many sides, I prefer unsalted butter. But whatever works best for you, I'd encourage you to keep doing it, because if it's not broken, why fix it? All right, now that we're nice and coated with our soft melted butter, we got some sugar in the raw. I like to use a shaker. It just makes it a whole lot easier for you to put an even layer on it. You don't need a whole lot. This is more or less gonna be adding to a glaze factor, or a sheen, if you will. I'll just pour a little bit of the sugar of the raw on it. And then just a little bit more of our sweet rib rub. This is also an opportunity, if you'd like, you can use a different flavor rub to add a different dynamic to your rib. Totally up to you. It's your playground. We all play in the same sandbox. Now that we're at this point, I'm gonna place this side of ribs right on top of here. 1 quart unseasoned chicken broth. It's gonna go right into the bottom of the pan. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is that I am going to cover this pan with a couple of layers of plastic wrap before I put a couple of layers of aluminum foil. Plastic wrap, they're like, whoa, is it gonna melt? No, I've been practicing this for years. For as long as you cover your plastic wrap with aluminum foil, you should not have any issue. The plastic wrap is gonna help make a tighter seal around the edges, and it's gonna retain its moisture, and you're gonna braise a whole lot more efficiently. And it's okay if you don't have plastic wrap that's the same width as your pan. You can do multiple layers for as long as you notice that it's sealed. You will not have a problem. So I play the 1, 2, 3. 2 to 3 layers should be all that you need. Make sure that it's completely around the edge. Squeeze it to make the seal. Heavy duty aluminum foil from Pit Boss. It's gonna go right over the top. Again, your aluminum foil does not have to be the exact width of the container. You can do half over here and half over here. For as long as you crimp it around the edge, this is what you're trying to do. Turn this around, crimp it. Crimp it nice and tight all around the edges. This is what's going to create your seal. Now we are ready to fire this back on the grill. We're going to remove our baby backs, and we're going to do the exact same thing in order to braise both of these, and then we're going to move right into our tempura item.